Hey everyone, welcome back. While Final Fantasy sucked up the mainstream spotlight, a handful of hidden gem PS1 RPGs were quietly pushing the console past its limits. Today, we are counting down 12 obscure classics with timeless visuals. Starting us off at number 12 is Brave Fencer Musashi. Released by Square in 1998, this full 3D action RPG chose a beautifully stylized, colorful approach over realistic human proportions. Because of this clever artistic direction, the game completely avoided the muddy, blurry textures that plagued the era. It delivered incredibly crisp environments, smooth platforming sequences, and wonderfully expressive boss battles. Plus, Musashi himself is a hilarious blue-haired brat who complains constantly and screams his attack names like an unhinged anime toddler. It proves a smart art style will outlive raw technical power. Coming in at number 11 is Star Ocean: The Second Story. This absolute gem perfectly blended hyper-detailed pre-rendered sci-fi backgrounds with rapid-fire, real-time action combat. While other games locked you into static turn-based menus that felt slow, this screen was constantly exploding with fast character movement and complex magical special effects that kept the PlayStation hardware sweating. It was a massive visual flex that made rival battle systems feel totally sluggish by comparison.
Your life!
I guess this is it.
Lunar light!
At number 10, Grandia achieved what mainstream RPGs could not quite master at the time, which was a fully rotatable, highly detailed 3D landscape populated by beautifully animated 2D sprites. It gave players complete 360-degree control over a massive camera system. This made exploring towns and dungeons feel incredibly vast, grand, and mechanically superior to flat screens. Though it also meant you could get completely lost trying to find a basic potion shop. It was a spectacular technical marvel that gave players a true, breathtaking sense of adventure.
Go do it! Prepare to die!
Slotted at number 9, do not let the incredibly cute anime theme fool you, because Rhapsody is one of the brightest and most visually crisp games on the entire system. The sprite work here is absolutely flawless. It features gorgeous backgrounds, colorful stage setups, and literal theatrical musical numbers where the characters sing and dance. Yes, it is a tactical RPG that is also a Broadway musical. Deal with it. The sprites move with incredibly fluid frame rates, completely outclassing those early awkward 3D character models with pure 2D elegance. It is a colorful masterpiece. Landing at number 8 is Kartia: The Word of Fate. This tactical RPG features stunning battlefield maps and character portraits drawn by the legendary artist Yoshitaka Amano. Yes, the genius behind the iconic Final Fantasy concept art came over to design a game that looks like a high-fashion watercolor dream. Even if everyone still looks like they desperately need a sandwich and a nap. The engine brings his ethereal art style to life using exceptionally sharp isometric sprites and highly detailed arenas, offering a level of visual elegance that mainstream games rarely achieve. For number 7, we have Tales of Eternia, which many North American fans might remember as Tales of Destiny 2. Yes, this is the game that gave localizers a massive headache because they had to change the title just to avoid a random trademark dispute. Brilliant. This late-generation masterpiece represents the absolute pinnacle of 2D gaming on the platform. The combat screen is a gorgeous, beautiful flurry of smooth, lightning-fast animations, massive screen-filling spell effects, and incredibly detailed character sprites. It is a stunning visual showcase that put early, jagged 3D battles to absolute shame.
Demon Twitch!
Sliding into number 6 is Threads of Fate. This action-adventure RPG offered incredibly smooth, bright, low-polygon 3D models that have aged like fine wine. While other major games gave their characters blocky, detached pyramid shapes for arms, this game focused on a vibrant cartoon art style, wonderfully clean textures and character animations that were packed with a bouncy charm. You could play as a serious guy with a shape-shifting arm or a spoiled brat princess who kicks monsters like footballs. It is proof that a brilliant art direction beats raw high polygon counts every single day.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
At number 5, Valkyrie Profile brought a heavy, dark, cinematic mood to the grey PlayStation console. It utilized highly complex parallax scrolling, where multiple layers of the environment moved at different speeds to create a jaw-dropping sense of depth. You play as a battle maiden collecting the souls of dying warriors for Odin, meaning the entire game is basically a highly stylized gothic human resources simulator. Combined with incredibly detailed, fluid battle animations, it made turn-based combat look like a high-budget action movie, remaining one of the most visually striking titles on the system.
Nigalang Balesti.
Coming in at number 4, if you want pure, unadulterated eye candy, Legend of Mana is an absolute masterclass in 2D sprite design. Released by Square in 1999, the vibrant environments are lush, colorful, and packed with incredibly expressive animations. The coolest part? You build the world map yourself by dropping random magical junk like old rusty spoons onto a blank grid to spawn entire thriving towns. It is beautifully chaotic. Every single town feels alive, proving that high-end pixel art could easily beat out early 3D tech. It looks like a high-budget anime painting come to life. Taking the number 3 spot is Vagrant Story. Developed by the legendary creative team behind Final Fantasy Tactics, this dark action RPG pushed the console hardware to its absolute breaking point. The developers rejected flat pre-rendered backgrounds to build everything in full 3D, managing to map realistic facial expressions and individual finger movements onto low-polygon models. The game gave us incredible cinematic grit, even if the main character is running around an incredibly dangerous dungeon wearing leather assless chaps. Bold choice. The final result is a beautiful atmospheric masterpiece that still holds up today. Our runner-up at number 2 is SaGa Frontier 2. This game completely abandoned the awkward early 3D phase to deliver a fantasy world made entirely of hand-painted watercolor artwork. Released by Square, Every single screen looks like a gorgeous illustration straight out of a high fantasy storybook, creating a timeless look that easily outlived the jagged blocks of its rivals. It is a stunning feast for the eyes, even if the actual combat engine is a notoriously brutal punishment simulator that will happily break your soul. But hey, at least you will die looking at a beautiful masterpiece. And taking our number 1 spot is Jade Cocoon Story of the Tamamayu. This absolute gem hired a lead character designer from Studio Ghibli to draw its world. Released by Genki in 1998, it features jaw-dropping pre-rendered backgrounds layered with fully 3D monster models. The absolute best part? You could fuse monsters together and the game would actively mutate and blend their polygons into entirely new creatures, even if your final creation looked like a sad, geometric sleep paralysis demon. It was basically a dark, gorgeous, playable Ghibli movie that put early 3D tech to total shame. These hidden classics prove that creative art direction will always beat a massive budget. Drop a comment below letting me know how many of these you actually played. Smash that subscribe button and I will see you next time.